From Tobacco Republic in Loomis, California, the Loomis Cigar Cartel presents Beyond the Humidor, a cigar podcast for the rest of us. I'm back, Scott Robinson, with you for another episode of Beyond the Humidor. Apparently, for the last couple of weeks, my life's been a freaking dumpster fire, which is why I was not here for the last show. Almost didn't make this one, but crisis averted, daddy's home. Now, I'm just going to do a quick rant before I go around the corner. I went camping, 2 weeks ago? Tiny wife and I and the two dogs got into the Hickory Bronze October, and we went to the campsite, and yeah, don't judge me, but of course, with the 3 TVs, we were like sitting back watching TV one night, and they have these commercials for gold.com and Goldco and such. Nothing wrong with that. Real sound investment if you want to invest in gold. But here's the one thing that I noticed. I'm going to ruin this for everybody when they see these gold commercials, but I don't care. You notice how the people are fondling the gold? It's not like it just sits and stacks. People have it in their hands, and they talk about the idea of having gold in your hands, a currency that you can feel. It's almost like they're masturbating to the coins or the gold bars. And I was just like, this is weird.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, Scott.
Thanks.
Did you listen to the last episode?
I did. I did. Okay. And I only have this comment. I am the coolest monkey in the jungle. That is why I have these on. So there. And if you say what you said previously, say what you said previously, there will be a murder on video.
I see.
Hey, Greg, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well. It's a good day. It's a good recording, and we'll catch up later.
All right, sounds good. Gorilla, head of Gorilla Industries.
I know the camera won't catch us, but it's so good to be here. I know that just by the sound, everyone knows exactly what I did.
Yes.
Gorilla, does the name Harambe mean anything to you?
Nope. Gorilla has a rant, but we have a guest, so I will save it for the next episode.
No, we'll do it. We'll do it at the end.
We'll do it at the end?
We'll do it at the end.
Okay, all right. Looking forward to the rant. Larry, my man, what's going on?
Living the dream.
All right. Nice.
If this is fun, we're having
it. All right, so don't want to keep our guest waiting.
Any longer?
Yeah, any longer, as I talk about gold masturbation.
Sam's he's probably asleep, man. Hat pulled down over his eyes and shit.
Well, we have the proprietor of Just the Tip Cigars out of Pennsylvania. Let's bring him on in. Sam, how you doing, my man?
You're muted, Sam. You're muted. Unmute.
There we
go.
Are we there?
We're there.
You're there, man.
So I figured Scott was talking about the cool kids are all wearing glasses, so I figured I'd throw mine on, and then I'd fondle a little bit of gold myself. So we gotta get started off the right
Yeah,
way.
but you kind of fucked it up with the "I want to live in Yellowstone" hat.
Listen, bud. This is by special request.
The Dutton Ranch. Here we go.
You got a problem with that? You look to your left, okay?
Love you, buddy.
Your local garden gnome.
God
Said one
damn.
of the stipulations was I had to wear the hat.
Local garden gnome. Hey, it's hard not to like you, but it's getting easier.
Hey, I do my best to make it as easy as possible. buddy.
That's what we've heard.
Oh man, it's been too long since we chatted.
Oh, it has been.
Definitely, brother.
Welcome back.
Yeah, back to the world of the land of the living, my friend.
Yes. What's new in the mark? How is Just the Tip progressing and everything? Because when we last had you on the show, you were just getting ready to open, I believe.
Yeah, you were covered in drywall dust.
Yep. Yeah, I rushed in after working there that night, jumped in the office, and signed into this call last time. It goes a lot better now because it's actually a store. But no, it's been absolutely amazing. It's been breathtaking. We're now back-to-back Best of Pittsburgh champions. We won that last year, and we won again this year for Best Cigar Shop in Pittsburgh. So, that's been just blew my mind when that happened. I wasn't ready for,
Now,
any
you
kind
guys
of-
were only open a couple of months, 2 or 3 months, when you won Best of Pittsburgh the first time, right?
Yeah. I mean,
That's
we've only been
amazing.
open 16 months now. 16 months now we've been open, and
Okay.
managed to win 2 annual things. So not even being open 2 years yet.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, it is.
What's
Nice.
what's been new with you guys? I like we legit haven't talked in 8 months.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it's been a minute for sure.
You know,
chatting.
life's busy. We're just cranking things out. You know, all of us got stuff going on, and for sure you've been busy. I've been following you on Facebook and watching the the events and stuff you're having at the shop. And yeah, man, I wish it wasn't so far out there.
I
you
know. I'd love to get out there. Get these boys over for karaoke night. You got one coming up in a couple of weeks.
Hey, karaoke is one of the most funnest things. What is happening? Oh, it's trying to give me motion sickness over here.
I just had Gorilla move the camera a little bit so you weren't looking at the top of Scott's head.
You can't not look at the top of Scott's head. The
Oh,
whole
yes,
thing
you
is-
can. Stand next to him when he's standing up.
Beautiful.
No, that's true. Yeah, I guess.
And damn it, I didn't baby oil it today. Unfortunately, Diddy has all the baby oil, so unfortunately I couldn't baby oil my head, so it's nice and shiny.
Wow.
I thought
feel like you-
I thought all y'all got together and decided nobody was using baby oil anymore. No?
I just want to bet with Ethan.
The hell?
We wondered how long baby oil was going to come up. It's going to come up on the next fucking episode. What are you talking about?
Yeah, see there.
He thought it was going to be 2 or 3. So I just won $5.
Nice. So Sam, what did you decide to smoke tonight?
I have the Genevieve Cavalier Black 2.
I hate you.
I smoked it a couple years ago, and this is my first revisit back, and yeah, I remember it being delicious, and I was right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great
Oh,
stick,
right
man.
on. What about you, Greg? What are you smoking, man?
Okay, so you'll forgive me. I have to go to my phone. So I've got, and I don't know if you carry this or not, Scott, Sam. I've got the Black Label Trading Company Blackwork Studio Tiger Lily. It is a beautiful. I have another one, so I'll get a picture over to Gorilla. It's a beautiful. You 3 can see this. It's a beautifully barber pole, primarily Connecticut wrapper with a Maduro and a Candela as well. It's a exclusive series, a limited production line. It comes with the Neon Tiger, the Con, and this being the Tiger Lily. Each one features the different wrapper as their primary. This one's the Connecticut, and it's sweet. It's everything I would expect from a Candela. That sweet notes there, the Maduro deep, rich, and the creaminess of the Connecticut leaf. I mean, I'm only a quarter inch in because I actually lit it up at the appropriate time in the show, like normal, and the flavor is amazing. I mean, I only got 2, and that's kind of pissing me off.
Is this your first experience with that cigar?
Yes, it is.
Oh, bud. Yeah, you get about halfway through it, and you will be it'll knock your socks off. We actually got the whole line of the event only cigars from them a couple times now.
Yeah.
And every time it just boggles my mind. Have you ever seen the Culebra of those?
No, I haven't.
Oh, you guys mind talking for a second? I'll grab a little show and tell.
Sure. Go nuts.
We'll go
man.
ahead. We'll go ahead with go on with what everybody else is smoking. So, Mr. Robinson.
All right. Well, I was in the humidor looking through what I was going to smoke tonight, and I was looking towards CLE, and I hadn't seen the CLE Connecticut before. So I picked that up. Forgive me for not having a dissertation on what's inside it or whatnot, but it's Connecticut. It's Connecticut leaf. But so far, upon first blush, pretty smooth smoke. I don't get creaminess, though, which is kind of odd because I expected it to be more creamy, but I think as the tobacco heats up, I'll get the creaminess.
Right.
So we will revisit this as we get closer and closer to the halfway point. Lawrence, what are you smoking?
I've got Hamlet 25 year.
Oh.
The 50 ring gauge by 5.5. Nicaraguan with a Ecuadorian Habano wrapper, Pennsylvania broadleaf binder, and Nicaragua and Honduras filler. Hamlet Paredes. He's got a great line of cigars. I smoked my first one of these. That's probably 8 years ago, 9 years ago, when he was in the shop here at Tobacco Republic.
Oh yeah.
And
Wasn't that the release of the Tabaquero?
yes, and did a demonstration on rolling and stuff for maybe 25 or 30 people here.
Yeah,
in the
I
shop.
popped in for that. I was there for a minute. I had
And,
something else going on, but I saw that.
Yeah, and just able to just very clearly articulate what he was doing, how he was doing it, why he was doing it. It was amazing. And I'm a fan of the bigger ring gauge cigars to begin with, and I love this cigar. You just get so much smoke and so much just smooth, kind of earthy, creamy. It's a really good cigar. I really like it.
Very, very nice. Gorilla, what are you smoking, my friend?
Because we're back in the lounge recording, I grabbed one of the go-tos I have in here. It is the Sinistro Habana Vieja there in the Lancero. It is, the wrapper is Cuban seed Nicaraguan Habano. Binder is Habana Vuelta Arriba, and the filler's Dominican and Nicaraguan. I really like this. This is the first one of these I've smoked probably in like 10 months, and it's fantastic. It's kind of toasty wood, toasty grain, a little bit of spice. Really good. Highly recommend.
Right on. Well, let's get into the meat and potatoes of Just a Tip, man. I'm real excited to hear about the progress of the shop.
Well, hang on a minute. He had something special to show us.
Oh,
So
okay. Well, by all means.
Oh,
So
shit.
What is
This is the ambush.
Okay.
So, Neon Tiger, Shere Khan, and the Tiger Lily as a Culebra. So it's actually the only way you can get these as Lanceros.
Look at that.
Wow.
And they came out as one of their one of their packs that they put out. So they do the black boxes. That came out in one of their black box series, and they are just phenomenal cigars. I haven't smoked this yet. Actually, one of the other shop owners that helped me out a lot whenever we were just getting started. I purchased one for him and one for myself, and we've got a couple milestones that as I hit those, we're gonna smoke each one. So didn't think Best of Pittsburgh was going to be on the list of things I should have said as a milestone, but I'm dying to smoke that. I look at it often.
Let me ask a stupid question, just because folks out there, we've seen cigars like this at the Hamlet event. He did one of those.
yeah, it's a 2-foot one.
Yeah. How does one smoke that? I mean, do you take it apart, or you just smoke it in its entirety? How does that work?
So a Culebra is 3 cigars.
Okay.
2 stories on the origin of these that I keep commonly hearing. I don't know which one I believe. The one that I hope is true and I think is really cool and has a nice lore to it is it's 3 cigars. So you cut that band there, you cut that band there, and you end up with 3 individual Lanceros.
Okay.
The origin that I like is, one's for the father of the bride, one's for the father of the groom, and one's for the groom to smoke on the wedding day. I love that.
Damn,
That's cool.
I like that. Right on.
Yeah, I love that one. Unfortunately, that's the one I'm less apt to believe as much as I want to. So the story that I think is probably going to be the truth of it all is back in the day when rollers were rolling, they're smoking cigars. I mean, they smoke cigars all day. It's part of their, the perks of being in a factory. The problem is, do you want your roller smoking this cigar? Or do you want to give them something else? You want to use your seconds and stuff like that doesn't have the presentation. And what would happen is they tell them, hey, you have to smoke out of the segundos and stuff like that. And they wouldn't. And they, had inventory loss. So at the beginning of each day, they would hand each roller one of these. And that was their 3 cigars that they got for the day. And due to the unique shape of it, if you were smoking a cigar that was straight, you stole from us. And if you got one that's crooked and all twisted up, then you smoke what you're supposed to.
Oh, wow.
That's the story I've heard, so I would incline to
Okay.
agree with you.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah, but I like the other one better. It's a little more romantic, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're always the romantic, Sam.
Oh yes, you know me, the strong romantic type.
Ooh, stop it.
Savage.
Savage.
So
Oh.
what's new down there, man? How's you know, I said this already, so forgive me. So back up. What's new and exciting? What's been going on? I mean, it's been literally at least a year since you've been on the show. So I know you won Best Pittsburgh twice because we were talking about that. But what else is going on, man?
I mean, we've always got some kind of events going. During the summer, I run most of my events other places. So, you know, one of the biggest things that we did really, really well is we partnered with a local distillery, Liberty Pole Distillery, that I have just been absolutely in love with their stuff. They make good quality whiskey. You know, they keep their distribution down. They're not national distribution, anything like that, to keep the quality up. And the family that owns the place is just some of the best people you ever meet in your life. Every customer that goes in there, every person that goes in there, they treat you legit like family. You know, my wife and I stopped in there a couple times outside of events and stuff like that. And every time it just catches her off guard. She's like, you walk around like you work there, and you know, they have a founder's room that's, you know, a private room for tastings and stuff like that that's laid out, and, you know, just kind of meander my way around where I need to go because I'm just too comfortable there. It's been fantastic, you know, meeting people that nice. And but no, they, you know, dealing with them has been great. We, you know, they're a little farther away from me, about 45 minutes away, so it's nice to kind of get the brand recognition spread out a little further. You know, from the business side of things, the less exciting and, you know, fun to talk about stuff, you know, things like that have been great. A lot of festivals and whatnot over this summer. Now that we're coming up into winter time, you know, we're going to have monthly ladies night. We've had karaoke, karaoke, however you want to call it. You know, that's a recurring, you know, every month we do that. We have, you know, the way that I do bring new cigars into the shop is I always pair it with my Liberty Pool event. So the last Sunday of the month, Liberty Pool comes to the shop from October until March, and then April through September I go down there. And then all winter long when they're coming in the shop, that's when I bring new brands in. So, you know, I'm hoping to get, you know, Cavalier into the shop finally. That's one of the ones that at the very end before I opened the shop had to get cut from the list. So, you know, I bring a new brand in each month, and it gives people something to look forward to as far as like, hey, we're going to get to experience a whole new lineup this month. We're going to get to experience a whole new bunch of cigars. And, you know, the reps and the owners of the companies have been fantastic. We had Jake Wyatt, Neil Garcia from Jake Wyatt out last month. They're just such good people, and the cigars are phenomenal. If you like a balanced stick where you're not looking for, you know, pepper in your face, or you're not looking for something that's just going to like pound it, you know, it's flavor straightforward. Everything that they make is great. Actually, they're the company responsible for me going from Candelas or meh to I'm absolutely a Candela fanatic now.
Yeah, you guys interviewed the team that did that for me. Your podcast, the Cigar Junkies, interviewed one of them a couple episodes ago. Brandon Overson with Apostate. His Feathered Serpent is the one that changed my mind about Candela.
That's actually that is my favorite Candela right now, short of like the Clovis and stuff like that, which is a blend. It's not necessarily all Candela. But, you know, standalone Candela, that's such an amazing stick. And actually, I had him out for an event since that interview. And one of the things I asked him was whether they did it intentionally or not, and he did a beautiful job of not answering me. But with the Apostate stuff, have you guys noticed that the majority of the cigars from them taste like the binder more than they do the wrapper? Like their Pennsylvania broadleaf does not taste like a PA broadleaf to me, but it tastes a lot like a Cameroon.
Yes, I
No,
would agree with
I
you.
had not noticed.
No,
Feathered
that's
Serpent, you get
fair.
a lot of synergies.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just, you know, again, he dodged my question on that, but, you know, everything that they make is just so unique. Unfortunately, I haven't had a chance to try the two new ones yet, but I'm really excited for theirs.
Oh no, I have a reason to smoke every Apostate cigar again to see if that's true. Dang it.
Oh, no.
I know, right?
What a
You haven't
shame.
tried the new
What
ones?
a
Do you
shame.
have you got the new ones in the shop yet?
No, I haven't brought them in yet.
I might have to drop you a package.
Hang on to your package. I'm pretty sure that they should be coming next week. I think is when
Okay.
when mine are showing up. So they just haven't made it yet.
Yeah. Yeah, I did the launch event in Idaho, went up for that, and it was fun. And I've got an entire bundle of each sitting at home in the humidor.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey,
So,
do you have room 101 in there at all?
no, that's another one that hasn't made its way in yet. Unfortunately, with Room 101, there's only a couple from them that my customer base I think is really going to like. You know, the anniversaries, the 12th, the 13th specifically. I think those will do well, and a little bit from the Farce series. But other than that, I don't think most of their stuff's going to do well. But you know, when I bring them in, we'll give the whole lineup a try. And that's one of the things when I do this event, I bring most brands. I bring the whole kit and caboodle, everything that they have in. And that's trial day, and you know everything comes into the shop that last Sunday, and then from then till the next Sunday, the next event that's the last Sunday of the month, I gauge how many people are asking for it again. You know,
Yeah.
selling at an event is one thing, but I use the data that we collect from after the event and how many people want it after it comes in. And it helps weed out a lot of the new shiny buying and avoiding, you know, like I do have a cigar that I'm sitting on 10 boxes of because it sold fantastic for about 40 days. And then I can't get them to sell, you know, and you know, you live and learn.
Yeah, I mean, and everything cycles like that to a certain degree. I really like their paybacks. The Connecticut and that payback is really smooth. Great morning coffee cigar. You know.
Yeah, my Connecticut smokers tend to be less adventurous. So like the Liahona, you know, since we're referencing them, that Paraguay tobacco, I think it's incredibly unique. I think it's a great Connecticut. But getting guys to try it has been a challenge because, you know, no, I want my Camacho 660. No, I want my Monte Cristo white. You know, it's unless it has something drastic that really, you know, like the Patina Connecticut uses that Connecticut broadleaf in the fillers in that, and it gives it a lot of body, but still keeps it to be a more friendly Connecticut. You know, like that one. Once I got enough guys to try it, now that one cycles through really well for us. But it was a real challenge to get Connecticut smokers, exclusive Connecticut smokers, to give it a go.
Well, the one thing I want to ask is East Coast and your clientele, do they usually stick faithful to, since you brought it up, are they faithful to one cigar, or are they more adventurous and want to like go through your entire catalog to check out things, or what do you notice with your clientele on the East Coast?
You know, I spent a lot of time in the other shops in the area. One of the biggest things that we do at the shop is every time someone goes in the humidor, someone goes with them. That's a non-negotiable for me. That is, you know, in our handbook, that will be a repeat offense fireable thing. That is the most important thing that we do. And every customer that comes in gets the tour of the humidor the first time. And one of the things that I say is, you know, we're going to come in with you every time. And if you don't want us here, just say so. Like we will stand in the corner and twiddle our thumbs. The reason that we do that is because we run, you know, probably 40% boutique in the shop. And you're never, I mean, some of the brands I have, you know, guys around here have just never seen or heard of them before.
Yeah.
They're not going to just go try it on their own. You know, if the packaging's not, you know, beautiful, and I mean, like Cavalier does a great job with packaging, that's going to bring them over themselves. You know, we make suggestions and stuff like that. So I can get away with a lot more of getting people to experiment in our shop than a lot of other shops. So I see a ton of experimentation, but I think in this area, it's not, you know, the majority is not going to be people wanting to try new. It's going to be, I've got time for one cigar. I want something I know I'm going to like. Give me the Rocky 99.
Yeah.
You know, or whatever it may be. You know, but we do have a lot of both clientele. You know, I have a lot of customers that haven't been in my humidor in 8 months. They walk in and go, Sammy, grab me something I'm going to like.
Okay.
Or, you know, Sammy, grab me something. Give me something off the wall. Okay. You know, but we run I do a lot of, you know, data input and stuff like that at the register whenever we do it to build a profile for you when you come in. So if I'm not there, our one employee, Jason, he can pull it up and be like, oh, Sam's recommending one of these 3 sticks as your next stick. That way we can keep that going when we're not there, keep that cohesive unit kind of running where it's not, Sam's not here, crap, I guess I'll just go back to my Rockies, or
Okay.
not I'm picking on Rocky, but that's not my intention.
Right. So you are a true tobacconist.
Yeah, I think that
I like that.
There's not as many places that, one of the comments, and I take it as the biggest compliment, is very regularly I get customers that come in almost daily and they're like, I've never had anybody walk me through the cigars before. Like I thought I knew what I was looking at, and I didn't. Can we start over for me? Yep, let's go.
Nice. And I think that's one of the reasons why you're so successful, because I've said it a million times on this show and other shows I've been on, is for the first time smoker, you want a true tobacconist to take you through the humidor, to show you what's going on, to educate you about even just different sizes. I remember when I was in this shop for the first time and I was under the mistaken idea that, Lancero, just like, hey, have you ever tried a Lancero? I'm like, no, I piss standing up. And it's like, no. It's not like a long cigarette, You're not wearing, I'm not wearing a black evening gown, smoking a long cigarette. It's like there's actually some flavor in this bad boy.
Yeah.
Well, I
there's
think
so much more.
Yes.
with the traveling around that we've done, I think just a lot of shops have kind of lost the personal touch aspect of it. I walk in here, I've been coming in here 28 years to Tobacco Republic, and you get kind of in a rut sometimes.
Yeah.
Or you don't notice something that's come in that's new. If I was in here day in and day out every day, 7 days a week for the last 28 years, if you get something new, tell me what's new.
Yeah.
Hey, we're carrying this line now, or hey, this line that you've tried 2 or 3 cigars in, they've just brought out 2 more. Maybe you should take a look at this. Because, I'll entertain just about anything, But if I didn't see it, then I don't have an opportunity to smoke it. So, and that, Scott and I know it's happened to Scott and I 3 or 4 times. We'll be out camping somewhere or out doing something, and we'll find a little smoke shop or a little, someplace that sells cigars. And you walk in there and you're looking at the cigars, and you practically got to throw something at the guy behind the counter to get his attention.
Yep.
Hey, man, you got anything you recommend here? No. Okay, well, fuck. Give me 3 of those and let's call it a day.
Exactly.
It's like,
Yeah, it saddens me because I don't think that it's cigar exclusive either. I think that a lot of society is all about, get your stuff and get out.
yeah, that's true.
And I make it, look, I don't sell alcohol at my lounge. That was a choice that I made early on. And I don't want to deal with drunk people. The shop, I keep the rules simple. There's 3 rules in my shop. That's it. Didn't buy it here, can't smoke it here. Got to buy something if you're going to hang out here. No politics. Don't put it on TV. Don't talk about it. There's enough of that crap outside. That's it. Stick to those 3 rules. You're good to go. And I try and keep it as free form and, letting people build social relationships more than a place to sit and smoke a cigar. And, one of the things that when I told you guys, I think previously, I spent a couple weeks driving around the country just looking at cigar shops to model after. And one of the things I noticed is the healthiest shops, the ones that when I walked in felt good to be there, nobody was on their phone. Nobody was sitting there playing on their phone, texting the whole time. Now, granted, you got a guy in the corner working or whatnot. That's different. But the majority of the customers were interacting with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And we really worked to foster that, like keep that, the first thing when you walk in, I'm going to shake your hand. As soon as you come in that door, there's actually a line on the floor that I've marked. And I tell everybody, like the guys that we've interviewed and stuff like that for the job, is your hand needs to make contact with their hand before they hit that line, unless you're with a customer. And because I want you there, I don't, we do zero upsell. I don't ever want to sell someone a cigar. I want to tell them about a cigar and let them make a decision. And would it be more profitable to push? Yeah, I 100%. I can get you to buy 10 times as much as you were planning on it, but I don't want that. I'm going to recommend you the cigar that's half the cost of the one you're smoking, because I want you to enjoy a cigar and not worry about cigar or beer this week. No,
Right.
come on, we'll find that spot for you. And I take a lot of pride in the fact that my guys all know each other. And we're talking some drastically different walks of life that hang out with each other and never would have met before. A guy came in the other day and made the comment. He's like, yeah, some guy in a pickup honked and waved at me the other day. He describes the truck to me and he's like, hey, who is that? I was like, I don't know, some random guy honking at you. He's like, dude, everybody I know that drives a pickup truck is here. So it was one of these guys.
Sound familiar, Larry?
Yeah, a little bit. No, but that's what it's supposed to be, man. The cigar lounge is unique in the fact that, because I came from the bar business as a younger man, and you can still, you break bars down by types. You got a sports bar, you got an old folks bar, you got a country bar, you got a whatever. But the cigar lounge is definitely the cross section of the population. We sat in here one late afternoon, evening, and just I went around to the room with the person that came in with me, and the guy sitting next to me is the director of finance for the Department of Corrections for the state of California. The next person, he and his brother own the largest commercial plumbing company in 11 Western states, and the guy next to him is a medicated schizophrenic. It just you go along, and it just, everybody gets along. There's for the most part there's no issues. You just come in and you got that common denominator of a cigar, and it's amazing.
It is the great equalizer. You can have Bill Gates sitting next to a bum, and the bum can be smoking a $2 cigar, and Bill Gates can be smoking a $100 cigar, but there's no difference. Like it takes away all of that and gives them one point of commonality.
Yep.
Which is
point. Yep.
I'm tired and I just need a break from life. I need an hour and a half of me time.
Oh yeah.
And to me, that's still what cigars are. I need a break from my normal day to day. Let me kick back. One thing I didn't account for was that I turned cigars into my normal day to day, so now I have no way to kick back. But
I fail to see that as a bad thing.
I didn't say I was complaining.
Oh no, because I'm in the boat of, I'm in your boat. I mean, cigars have become such a focus in my life, and for me, it is my escape. But I can't think of a worse way. I enjoyed my time when I worked here for Tobacco Republic, even though, I had no break, like you say. I still didn't stress. It was still a fairly easy way to go. But I also didn't own the joint either.
Right. Well, and that's. Guys ask me all the time, how many cigars do you smoke a day? Anywhere between none and 8 seems to be my average. It was 2 weeks ago on Sunday, I woke up in the morning, I had a cigar in my mouth before I got in my truck. And I all day, I never didn't have a cigar. Other days, I'm like, you know what? I don't want one today. Today's just not, it's all stress, it's all work. I'm not having a cigar while I'm stressing. When the stress stops, I'll do that. Or when I find time that I can carve for myself to have a cigar, I'll use it to de-stress. But it's too pure of a thing for me. I can't, I don't want to adulterate it in any way.
Makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I still go back. I think about often when the four of us first met. I mean, just how much fun we had that night. I mean, this lunatic that you all are seeing if you're watching the podcast or hearing if you're listening walks up to us and goes, hey, want to do a shout out for our new podcast? We're like, sure, why not? And it went off from there. And then the picking on each other went on the show floor. I mean, it was just such a fun way to get to know each other. And there again, we come back to what brought everybody together: a cigar.
Yep.
Yeah. It's just such a cool tool. And, something a customer pointed out to me the other day, and I really like it. I can't remember. He said he heard somebody say it, so it's not his original thought. And, a lot of these listeners may have heard it. That was Herklitz. Mike Herklitz of Ferry Ortega did it on an interview. He was talking about when you listen to a song, do you sit there and try and figure out what brand of drum he's playing, what saxophone that is, what guitar, whatever it is, whatever kind of music you're listening to? Do you try? No. You sit down, you enjoy the song, and you go, I like that song, or I didn't like that song. And that's the, we spend so much time thinking about the profile of the cigar and construction of the cigar and worrying about it. And since I've heard that, and I've just gone back to, I'm just going to sit and smoke a cigar, and I'm not going to think about this one. It's given me a whole new perspective. Is just enjoy the art of the cigar. Don't worry about the brush strokes. Just enjoy the art that is the product. And it's been a really cool, especially for me, as much as I nerd out on this, it's been a really cool revelation for me to be able to kick back and go, you know what, this one's just good.
Yep. There's a lot to be said for that.
As you say, Larry, it's like, why are you smoking that? I like it.
Yep.
That's it. No explanation. Trying to be a sommelier. Just, who is it? Oh, Sam. I don't know if, well, you probably talked to Greg, but you notice
He can't see me.
Oh, he can't see you.
Yeah.
Well, damn it.
Yeah, you're referencing the one guy I can't see.
Sorry. Yeah.
That's okay. I decided over Christmas last year to stop shaving and grow a beard.
All right.
It's gone better than we expected.
Yes, it has.
It's way less child molesty than we thought it would be.
I was hoping it was going to be like Joe Dirt, like it just grows in all naturally white trash like that.
It does.
It's pretty
It
close.
does.
Yeah, you're not too far off. It's kind of a Yosemite Sam meets Joe Dirt.
Yes, Joe Dirt.
Sam, you got your phone with you?
I do.
Incoming on Messenger.
Creepy.
Is that a threat?
Yeah.
So we got a new beard. We got Scott gave up on baby oil. Oh yeah, no, you have like a real beard.
Yeah.
I mean,
it took forever to get that way, but yes.
We told you.
I mean, I do now realize that you don't have a soul, which I didn't know before.
I've never had a soul.
Oh, yeah. He's a
Oh, you're
ginger.
going to that whole ginger thing, huh?
I mean, I wasn't going to go all the way there, but we can.
I got
We
news.
can.
I got news for all of you. I'm freaking immortal. I'm Dracula's cousin.
Oh, Christ.
You realize that Dracula was a parasite, right?
Yeah, I know.
And you both
Okay.
suck.
Are you wanting to find out or something?
Oh, God.
I mean,
Burn in the sunlight.
Yes, I do badly, actually.
yeah. If you weren't borderline transparent, it would be.
Amen,
less.
brother. Amen.
He goes out in the sun and goes,
Amen, bud. But I did think, in case of an emergency, Scott, you can always reach over, stroke Larry's beard, and then you've got the oil you need for the dome up there.
holy shit.
Yeah, it's good to have you back, jackass.
Yeah, I knew you loved me for a reason.
Yeah.
Gorilla's happy there's no camera on him this episode.
Yeah.
Yes.
So are we.
I was going to say, I don't think you're alone in that, bud.
Damn you, daddy.
But
So yeah, last we talked, Scott, you had just acquired the Mammoth camper.
Yes.
I don't remember. The name has changed many times in the duration. So
Yeah, what were
Just
the
wanted to-
names, fellas?
Hickory Bronze October, the Gin Palace, the two dog kennel. That's a new one. Anybody else here?
No, that's good.
Yeah.
About it.
I was gonna say
The
the
sad-
compensator, but I mean,
Oh, the sad part is, Sam, when we started with the Hickory Bronze October in reference to Hunt for Red October, this fool actually went out and bought himself a Russian Submariner's hat.
I have it, and I drive with it. When I go camping, I put my Russian Submariner's hat on, and I'm driving down the road in fear of a drone strike.
And the Camera Gorilla came about this close last Christmas to dropping the $35 plus shipping to get you an actual Soviet Submariner's clasp in place of the Red Army Red Star.
Yeah, I still
almost
need that.
fucking did it, but
I'll have to find that and get that because, I think I need that.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
So the episode I was on last time, you had just received the hat.
Oh, there we go.
okay.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
right, because we were saying you were probably going to wear your goofy hat, so Scott should wear his goofy hat. That's right. That's
Yes.
right.
God
Yeah, you
damn,
guys
that's
are
a long
disappointed.
time ago because that was
Wow.
Juan Lugo was on when Scott wore that hat for the entire episode.
Yes.
Juan,
Holy
Probably
crap.
why Juan Lugo hasn't been back.
Juan, you could see it in his eyes. He was very confused.
Yeah.
I think the thought ran through his head for the split second when the camera started going, why the fuck did I agree to do this?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm sure you boys had some laughs out of it.
Oh, yeah.
It was a good time. And we're thinking about maybe putting the Pop-Off Vodka logo down the sides of it.
I still think the Scotty Robinson Experience is a great logo too.
That's it. Yes, that was the other one.
Oh yeah, it's like the van from the Blues Brothers.
Yes.
What are they? The Bob's Country Bunker is the fucking place they go to. What's the name of the group? I can't.
I don't remember.
But yeah, Scotty's face with his, Scotty Robinson Experience spelled out in lasso rope underneath.
Yeehaw.
We're the good old boys. Yeah.
Big red star in the middle there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Big red
To
star.
replace the A.
Yeah. Pentagram.
No, it's hilarious when the three of us go camping together because you've got the whole cross section of society. You've got the 1%er with the 38-foot travel bus. You've got the middle class with their 19-foot travel trailer. And then you've got me with my little canvas hovel representing the poor.
Man, I was picturing you on a tricycle with streamers and a basket.
Very likely.
That's about where he's at, man.
Now that'd be me, a 2-person human trying to fit himself into a 1-man tent.
But then they want to talk shit about mine. It's like, wait a minute. You've got how many TVs? 4?
Yeah, he's got more TVs at his motorhome than I do in my house.
I can legit say that if you have 3 or 4, you have more than me in my house.
Yeah.
Hell, you have more than I have in my shop.
How many in your shop? None?
Just 2.
2?
Yeah, we have one in the back room in case somebody doesn't want to watch what everybody else is watching. Then we've got one in the main lounge. But again, it comes back to what I was saying about like the cell phones. That TV is hardly ever on. It's been
Oh, wow.
Well,
Okay.
well, it's football season, my friend. I'm sure it's on when the Steelers are playing.
it's getting its use now. Yeah.
There you go.
You only
Yeah,
turn
for
it on
now
when they're
until-
ahead. It's not on very much.
No, dude. I mean, and last night's game, like, how did they win that? I stopped watching after, I don't know, halfway through, like, I think it was the second quarter, and I was just like, this is pathetic.
Wasn't
This
that
is
the Jets and
honestly
Steelers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys needed to beat the Jets.
Well,
I
the
just-
Jets had like 9 turnovers. I mean, if you guys had lost that, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but we don't have a quarterback. Like, this whole Justin Fields, Russell Wilson debate thing is just cracking me up. It's like, if you merge them together, they would be good. But individually, they're both quarterbacks.
Yeah, mediocre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be worse. You could have Dallas's quarterback and be out of how many $1 million? $200 and some odd $1 million guaranteed.
No, instead, we got Russell Wilson, who we paid $1 million for, and I think, Denver is still paying his contract. We're not even paying for him.
There you go.
So, I mean, I'm not going to question the business ethics of what they did there.
Yeah.
That was awesome. But, business-wise, good on you. Actual, skill set. Come on, boys.
Well, yeah. I can't say much. I'm a Raider fan, so,
Bum, bum, bum.
What else?
Even after they
can I
left
say?
you, huh?
What? I'm a Red Sox fan. I understand your level of disappointment.
You understand that's a different sport, right?
I do. But the result of the team's competitions are always the same, so it doesn't matter.
Speaking of baseball,
Speaking of, I had to
Dodgers
decide.
and Yankees.
I have to decide. You realize the position I'm in as a Red Sox fan. Do I root for Pat and root for the Dodgers, or do I bite my tongue and root for the Yankees? Oof. Yeah, I think I'll
Did
root.
you know that the Pittsburgh Pirates hold a very, very, very exclusive record that I doubt anyone will ever beat?
What, no World Series?
They are the losingest team in sports history, not baseball, all sports,
Wow.
ever. I think it was 21 or 23 consecutive losing seasons.
Jesus.
Yikes.
Simultaneously, they're one of the most profitable teams in the league.
It's because there ain't nothing to do back there.
No, we are a professional farm team. We get them, we train them. If they're good, we sell them. We make money on the sale of the good player, and then we go get another player who doesn't have any experience. So every time like this year, I think they were like 6-0 at the beginning. Everybody's like, "Oh, the Pirates are going to make a run," and I was like, "It's Pittsburgh. They're going to sell everybody halfway through." And sure enough, Bob Nutting in his glory was like, "Oh, wait. Oh, we're winning. We got to stop that."
Jump
But
on the
again,
brakes
as a
for this shit.
businessman, I'm like, you know what? Good on you there, bud. Like, you're making money.
That's insane.
Yeah, and luckily it was $29 beer night, so, slide right in.
I'm pretty sure they give you. They have free hot dog night at the stadium. Like, I think PNC Park. It's a shame because PNC Park is one of the most beautiful stadiums, and that's not a Pittsburgher saying it. Like, it really is gorgeous the way it lays on the river, all that. And if we had a team to play in it, it'd be amazing. But I think a beer's only $9 at our stadium.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, like,
That's not bad.
Well, you know that Oakland has screwed the pooch twice now. They lost the Raiders to Las Vegas. They're now going to lose the A's to Las Vegas. But in the interim, the A's are going to be playing in the Rivercats home stadium here in Sacramento for the next
West
3 to 4 years.
Sacramento.
We own the ballpark. It's on our side. It's ours.
Oh, okay.
So, but it's kind of amazing. It just amazes me that I'm going to get a professional league team. And if I was the city of Sacramento, not West Sacramento because they're poor, if I was the city of Sacramento, I would do everything I could to screw Las Vegas out of their team and keep the A's here. Not that it's going to happen, but
It won't happen.
No, it stands exactly zero chance.
We
of
kept
happening.
the
But
Kings.
Hey, you be hopeful, bud. Just like all these Pirates fans have
Yeah.
been for 30 years.
yeah.
Well,
True.
I'm amazed we kept the Kings because honestly, I said a million times, you built the stadium in the middle of fucking downtown. If you were smart, you would have taken that rail yard and put like something over there.
Yeah. Well, that's where I think the new A's stadium should go
Yeah.
because we're not getting a soccer team.
Yeah. No.
Hey, Gorilla, you can thank me later for not having to edit that out.
Okay.
I'll clue you guys in after we're done recording.
Okay.
Hey, Scotty, you were talking about that CLE. You were expecting it to turn creamy. I did not have that experience with that cigar. It always stayed kind of nutty and earthy to me.
Yeah, and that's what it is for me. It's not
Okay.
creamy, which is a real surprise. I was wondering if once the tobacco heats up a little bit, it'd get creamier. But yeah, that's exactly it. It's an earthy and nutty flavor, which is not a bad thing. And you've had
No.
this cigar.
I
so-
did. I smoked it before the show, in fact,
Did
and
you get that here?
Yeah.
yes,
I may
and
have to take one of those for
it
tomorrow.
looks new. I don't remember seeing it here. Number one, but number two, I was the same thing. I was amazed that there was for Connecticut there was no cream in it at all, but it was exactly what you said. It was nutty and woody the whole way through, and I think that made it very enjoyable because it was something different than I would expect from a normal Connecticut.
Absolutely.
So if you want to take that cigar and you want to experience, similar notes but add a little bit of creaminess to it, try the Aladino Connecticut.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I
Try
have.
their version of it.
Yeah.
Because
All right.
same farm, Honduran tobacco, same thing. But they put the Corojo predominantly in the filler on that one as opposed to that guy, which is, she's Corojo on Corojo.
Right on.
Welcome to the Arroyo family. Actually, really excited. February, we're going to be heading down to the Iroa Farm. Finally getting to do a farm
wow.
tour.
Oh,
That's
awesome,
gonna be
man.
fun.
Yeah, that'll be great.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that. And from the people I've talked to that have done this, it's amazing. You stay in, Julio's house,
Yeah,
and beautiful layout, and it's a whole compound. It's a whole city of tobacco. Everything about it is
Yes.
just tobacco. The downfall will be the fact that it's not as many days as I would like it to be long. It's only 3 days there, and I'm like, I feel like I just be getting warmed up.
It's a whirlwind, but you'll have a good time. My brother did it in 2020, just before they shut the world down. He went to the JRE side, Justo side for Aladino.
And that's where I'll be.
Yeah, you're going to have a blast. I mean, Craig's pictures were incredible. We did a 2-episode show on his 3 or 4 days down there, and it was an amazing time.
Yeah,
Slightly jealous.
oh yeah.
If you guys are up for it, I would love to have just even like a short format 15-minute conversation about it after I get back, just to kind of get it
Oh
out.
no,
Oh,
shit.
no,
We'll bring you on for a whole
We'll
show.
do a
dude.
full format.
Hell
None
yes.
of that bullshit. Now,
I feel
what
like
you
your
need to
viewers are gonna
do,
get real sick of me real quick. You keep doing that.
we don't care. Sorry, viewers, just the way it is. No, you were mentioning something too. Your wife had an emergency trip out to California. If you can ever find time and you're up here, she's up here and you're with her, freaking hop a flight. It's only $100 and something to come up SAC and hang out with us.
Oh, dude, it is on the list. Unfortunately, that list is constantly hammered down by the whole business thing.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
For that. So
I hear that.
yeah, we're really trying to find time because she's got family out there and all that. We're really looking to try to find time to take the kids back out West Coast, and I mean, because it is a different world. Like everything about it's
Yeah.
a little bit different. The speed's a little bit different.
Amen.
Yeah, it is. What part of California, northern or southern?
She's like halfway between LA and San Diego in southern. She's in San Clemente.
Okay,
Orange.
yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Just beyond
So,
Orange County.
Yeah, and actually, when Neil Garcia was here, he did a pop-up we did the Liberty Pole event, and then they did a pop-up the next day for our ladies' night, because my wife runs the ladies' night. She runs the shop on Mondays.
Sweet.
And they were talking and all that, and I guess their office is like right around the corner from her office. So
Oh, wow.
I think they're meeting for lunch this time she's there, or next time she's there, something like that. So
That's cool.
Yeah. Well, you'll find if the difference between northern and southern California, there is a difference.
oh yes.
Yeah, we're not all insane up here.
So I actually did a motorcycle trip from Pittsburgh. We went to the East Coast, rode down around Florida, rode the entire Gulf Coast, Texas,
nice.
Colorado, Vegas, San Diego, and then ran the coast all the way up. And then turned whenever we got into Oregon because I wanted to see Crater Lake. But
sweet.
yeah, I've been, I didn't spend any time in Sacramento, but I've definitely been through there, and it is amazing how different that state gets in segments as its way through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. True story.
But I mean, you guys do cover. How many miles is it, like northern tip to southern tip of California?
A lot. It's about, from Sacramento to LA is about 600 miles. So the state's probably 900 miles.
It's not quite that much because from Sacramento to Bakersfield, it's about 200 and
Okay, so
40.
we're probably about what, 500 miles then?
not even that. It's less than 400.
Yeah,
It's like 450.
good
or
size.
400.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah. But I mean, like,
It's deceptive because
Bakersfield.
we got that little bend.
Yeah. But like Bakersfield, I fit right in there.
Yeah,
Or at least I did when I was there.
you'll fit right in here too. The way you're dressed, you'll
yeah.
be fine.
Yeah. No, it's it's you guys do live in a cool state that unfortunately has some bad apples, just like anybody else. That's like when people talk about Pennsylvania and they're like, "Yeah, I've been to Philly," and I'm like, "You haven't been to
Right.
like Philly's not." New York's the same way. Like everybody's like, "Oh yeah, New York City." It's like, hold on, there's a whole state attached to that city, and it's nothing like that one little spot.
Well, I was out there for about a month and a half. And unfortunately, I had to fly in and out of the shittiest airport in the country, which is Philadelphia. But once I got out and explored, I mean, granted, Pittsburgh is a considerable drive away from Philadelphia, but just the area outside of Philadelphia, you get into the rural areas and the smaller cities. It was lovely out there. And best part was middle of summer, it was green.
Yeah.
Middle of
Oh, yeah.
summer here, it's brown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't brown out here. What you guys need to do is next year, you guys need to come up for one of the barn smokers and either hit Kentucky or hit the Lancaster one, and then
Oh yeah.
hitch a car. Because I mean, the Kentucky one I think is 4 hours away drive. The Lancaster one's 3 hours away. No, I mean, it only takes 3.5 hours to drive across the entire state, so it's less than 3 hours away.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
My wife
So,
is
yeah,
from
we-
Harrisburg, so we want to get out there, and she wants to take me to Penn State. So I want to catch a Penn State game. So in the next couple of
Yeah.
years, we're going to make our way out there so I can check out her alma mater.
Yeah. I definitely got to hit Pittsburgh while you're
Oh,
here. 'cause,
no
we
doubt.
And
Yeah, there's this
Something I
really
didn't
great
realize-
cigar lounge. It's called Allegheny Smokeworks.
well, I was actually going to say is, one of the things I don't think people realize is Pittsburgh is a cigar city. I mean, you've got Old Allegheny, Jernigan's, Puffs and Stuff, Tobacco Lore,
Oh,
Just the
man.
Tip Cigars, Leaning House Cigars, Dirty Dogs. I mean, these are all within a 45-minute drive, like
Oh,
from the farthest
geez.
one down. And I only named maybe a quarter of that list. Like, we have so many shops, and they just put a CI in town. So
Well, I-
Oh,
And one of the things you were telling me about, Sam, you and I were talking midsummer last year, and you were talking about that you were part of it but weren't organizing it. There's a cigar crawl that they do every year.
I was about to say Pittsburgh Cigar Crawl sounds like a thing that needs to.
It is a thing.
yeah.
Oh shit.
So there's a 1 day crawl. Unfortunately, the organizer that did the Chevetta crawl, which was the big one I was telling you about, has kind of passed it on to another guy, and he's taking a different route with it. Not to, I don't know one way or another if it's better or worse. I haven't done it, but I got a lot of better feedback with the previous organizer. But again, this guy just did it for the first time this year. But it's they get a bus and everybody meets at a hotel, jumps on the bus in the morning, shop.
Oh, that's badass.
There's something in the works coming that'll be a standard ticketed event that happens once a month where you'll get multiple distilleries and multiple cigar shops in a day under one ticket with a driver. You start in one place, end in another, and then they pick you up in the morning and take you back to your car the next day. That may or may not be in the works. So, a little day trip, like wineries do that, where you'll
Yeah.
hit one winery, hit a restaurant, hit another winery, bounce around, and they usually start and end with a B&B, something like that. But I think from what I understand of the one that might be coming, it's going to start and end at casinos. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the one thing out here. Wine. There's so much wine out here. Not just
Yeah.
Napa. We're talking about Amador County.
The Gold Country,
Yeah, Gold Country.
Lodi.
Yeah, Lodi.
So it's big out here.
oh yeah, I mean, there's people from here that travel out there regularly for that reason. I've definitely heard lots about it. That's actually my next kind of conquest that I'm going to start getting into. Is I'm going to start working on, because I've always enjoyed wine,
Yeah.
but I want to start actually nerding out on wine the way that I have bourbons and rums and cigars.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Maybe not as much as I have cigars. That one was a bit time consuming.
That's also, in your
Yeah.
case, a bit obsessive.
Oh yes, I am absolutely obsessive with anything.
You should be. I mean,
That's why I refuse to golf. Actually, guys ask me all the time about golf, and I've played 3 or 4 times in my life, but I won't golf because I know guys that don't have my personality that are just absolutely obsessed over the top with golf. And I'm like, if regular Joes that have some kind of self-control can't stop themselves, I stand no chance. Like,
Oh,
I'll just-
don't
I
worry.
would lose myself to it.
Yeah, I thought I was going to get into golf. I fucking suck. So that pretty much cured it for me. I mean,
See, that
Dennis,
would make it worse
but
for me.
Charles Barkley has a better swing than I do. Oh,
Hey,
man.
yours is terrible. It's just terrible. That's the problem. It's terrible.
Oh, yeah. They had, years ago, they had this show where they would take celebrities and improve their golf game, and Charles Barkley was on the show. Basically, the instructor just gave up. He could not fix Barkley's swing for anything.
Oh,
I totally identified with that. Yeah, I had this fantasy. Yeah, being in corporate America, it's I'm going to learn golf, and one day I'm going to be out there with the VP, and he's going to say, You know, Robinson, I like the cut of your jib. How about you take over the western area of the company?
Yeah, how'd that work out for you?
I fucking sucked, so no.
You could drive the
Scotty,
golf
have
cart.
you tried frisbee golf yet?
Oh, God, no.
Dude,
That's down there with
don't-
pickleball.
No, it's
No,
fun.
no. Don't. It is a freaking blast.
Okay.
And it is a level of athleticism that can be conquered by all. So you can be as lazy or as athletic as you want when you play frisbee golf.
Well, see,
Jesus Christ.
I had an
And you
idea.
I can
almost
feel
always
myself
smoke
getting
cigars.
dumber.
Dude, listening to two white guys try to convince Scott to play frisbee golf is going to be my new favorite thing we've ever done on this podcast. Let's go.
Well, see, I tried to convince these guys of a sport, but they don't want to do it.
We don't want to do paintball with you, and then if you run out of paintballs, you go hand to hand. We don't want to do that.
That would be fun.
We're not
I'm
fucking
in.
stupid.
100% I am in.
See, there
Let's
you go.
go.
Okay. So Sam,
Let's go.
can you indulge us for a minute here?
Oh, please.
I got a couple of fan emails here, and please feel free to chime in because the rest of us will.
Okay, go for it, man.
So this one comes from Fred, and Fred, I'm sorry, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce your last name.
Now you have to. You made it awkward.
Fred from where? Just say.
I don't know where Fred comes from. He didn't. Oh, yes, I do. Fred from St. Louis. Fred, this is for you. Found your podcast last month. Love every second of it. Haven't caught up yet, but you ever in the St. Louis, Missouri area, Missouri, probably, stop by the Hill Cigar Company, Triple Leaf, or Lit Cigar Lounge. Thanks again.
Awesome.
Now that's Fred.
All right, Fred.
Thanks, Fred.
Thank you.
I kind of wish I was getting that far east next year.
Yes.
Not going quite that far.
Now this one's
You
a
don't have a
little.
whole lot of experience in St. Louis, do you?
There's nothing in St. Louis
I
except
don't
the
stop
arch.
when I go to St. Louis. I get through there as quick as I can. That is.
I've
St. Louis
stopped-
and Memphis are two cities you don't stop. You just keep driving.
Yeah, I stopped in St. Louis as a layover, and I'm looking at this airport going, I have to sit here for 3 hours? Really? It was horrible.
Yeah.
Okay, now you two, and Gorilla may not, if you pay attention to the Facebook group, Brian Ferris is new to the group. He's been in for about a month, but he's posted some great pictures. He's a firefighter in Tennessee.
Yeah, I friended him.
Right. It says, greetings from Tennessee. It's your friendly fanboy Facebook stalker.
Oh, good.
Creepy.
I stumbled upon your podcast in August while traveling from my home state of Vermont, or the commie California of the East, more on that to come, back to my adopted home state of Tennessee. I have to say, your first year or so, I felt like y'all could have been reading a Bible verse, but I love the way you progressed and the way you are now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that. That's fair.
Yeah. I've listened to them all over the last month and a half. Good God, Brian, didn't you have anything better to do? Wow. Each one better than the last.
I feel bad.
Hey, Brian, when's your ankle monitor come off?
But every time somebody listened to our podcast, I did the same thing. I was just like, you did what?
Yeah.
Someone binged the MASH podcast in about that same time.
Yeah, that's,
Yeah.
that's
and
like,
Ethan and I just went, sorry? I don't, do we owe
if
you
that's
money?
not a cry for help, I don't know what is.
Were you sick? Were you?
Fucking COVID.
Yeah. C says, anyways, I'm still a fairly new smoker, only about 3 years into the hobby that my wife despises. Yeah, we know people like that too. I have attended a couple of cigar events, Drew Estate Kentucky Barn Smoker and my old Kentucky Herf. Both were a blast. And I wanted to attend Rocky Mountain Cigar Festival so I can taste that sweet, spicy, floral, nutty, and earthy flavor. Brian, I suggest you get your tickets because it's fun, and you can find me. I'll be there. I wouldn't say that I have a favorite stick, as it changes whenever I hear about another smoker says, give this a try. I like that. But among my current go-tos are Drew Estate Blackened, Osner Bosphorus. That's a great stick. I remember we smoked that one with Ed Trevino at PCA.
Yep.
Okay.
And Perdomo 10th anniversary for the lunchtime smoke, a Cohiba Blue also.
Yes.
I match up with Dr. Pepper Strawberries and Cream, or on the weekend, thanks mention on the show, Crown Apple and Apple Juice. Add some Bucky's Beaver Nuggets and it's on. Oh, dude, you
My
realize
man.
what you've done now?
Really? No. We did like 20 minutes of Buc-ee's last time. I'm not going through this with Scott again.
Apparently, I've
We
been
did- we
watching
did a whole
recently.
hour.
We did an hour of Buc-ee's because someone mailed us an entire bucket.
No, they didn't
load.
mail it. He delivered it
Yeah.
to fucking Georgia.
Hand delivered it to the shop. We had one of everything from Buc-ee's, basically.
Oh, wow.
He continues on. Oh, just a touch on Vermont as a commie California of the East. And this is all true. This is legit. It's against the law to smoke in any public place that can be visited by the public. Even private clubs with a membership fees are included. So no cigar lounges at all. And the only real cigar shop is on the marketplace that has banned smoking outside. And the tax rate, 92%.
What the
Oh, yeah.
Of the wholesale. So
Yeah.
he says, I want to say I enjoy the show immensely and feel a connection to each of your personalities. Keep up the great work. If you ever get to Nashville, look me up and let's put some smoke in the air. We can do that if we get out there. Oh, for Scott and Greg, and Larry and Gorilla are not going to get this. Sam may not get this, but I know you've seen this show. Oh, for Scott and Greg, which, Brian, you just went way up on my meter here. Who do you think among you would play Captain Peacock in a remake? Are you being served?
Oh.
Mr. Marlott, are you free? Oh, my God. Yes. No, Larry, I got to tell you, Brian, Larry would not be Mr. Humphreys. Larry would be Mr. Granger.
Poor Larry.
You
just lost Larry.
So it says Mr. Granger is the grumpy old counter assistant that's been there for 35 years.
I have never seen one fucking second of any of this.
So it says again, thanks for the great show.
I was about to
Brian,
say,
appreciate
the
it.
more you talk about it, the more he's never going to see an
That's
episode
it,
of this
man.
show.
No, he won't because it's a British comedy.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to say. What makes him think that either one of you guys can talk the right way to even get that across? I don't
Well,
think that either
first
one
of
you have
all,
the capability to
You
do
sound
what's
like a
necessary.
fucking Australian.
Man, if I wanted to sound like an Aussie, I'd sound like this. There's a big difference. Aussies always slow down and they let in their words slowly, whereas opposed to when you talk to a Brit's always going to have a clear, concise ending to their word. Now, if you want to go full Cockney, we can go Cockney. Now, that's a whole different dialect than British.
Fuck.
Holy shit.
And
Jesus.
However you want to
somehow,
play this, but I'm in.
That's
somehow,
pretty good.
all three of those impressions were still better than whatever the fuck Dick Van Dyke was doing in Mary Poppins.
Yes, they were.
100%.
So when they remake Mary Poppins for the third time, Disney, pay attention. We found your freaking whatever the hell that
There's one-
character's name
There's
was.
one caveat in his contract: he has to wear the hat.
Yeah.
I'm going to come strolling out. How you all doing today, eh?
Jesus
Right, let's
Christ.
go in there. We're going to have ourselves a good, clean bit of fun. Do me a favour. Take care of the kids. I've got to go to work.
I blame Greg for all of this.
You just made Greg cream in his panties.
Nah, he still sounds like an Aussie, but that's okay. Or maybe a Kiwi.
That was
Man,
a look.
none of
you
you.
ever actually talked to anybody from Europe, have you?
I saw it's
None-
funny. I saw a guy a couple weeks ago that is half American and half English, born in South London.
Which
and
half?
he literally sounds Australian because the accent's so muddled between the American and the British accent.
Man, I'm just watching
Yeah, no,
our viewership in the Commonwealth countries just.
What they love us.
Good.
They love us in England.
Our viewership.
We
was
have
around-
like a couple of listeners, man. Don't fuck around.
Yeah, one of the listeners, funny, comes from Buckingham Palace, so you know.
Oh, please.
Do you guys mind if I throw a recommendation to Brian real quick?
Fire
Of
away.
course.
Brian, just off of the cigars that you said with the black and the Cohiba blue, you know, you're here and here on those for sure. Definitely check out Luciano cigars. Specifically, check out the Sergeant and the Fiat Lux. Both of those are going to hit your profile spot on. You mentioned the Dr. Pepper side of things. Absolutely love that. I think that the only pop or soda, depending on where you are in the country for this, that's appropriate for smoking a cigar is either Dr. Pepper or root beer. Just because that's the right pop for it. They both go really well with it. But if you want something to go with Dr. Pepper and that cherry, if you do find a Luciano shop, go with the underrated. And if you can find Jake Wyatt, do the Icarus from them. It has fire cured tobacco in it. It's really unique in the fact that fire cured tobacco makes it feel like the smoke is incredibly dense. It's not, you hear people talk about the KFC and other fire cured tobaccos where you get that campfire essence. You don't get that. It just gives it a ton of body to the cigar. And it's a great way. And I've used it to show a lot of people like the difference between strength and body. The Icarus has a ton of body, but it's very much a medium strength. So real unique. And if you ever, if you try that out, definitely let these guys know, that Sam was wrong, because I'm sure he will be on that. Or, reach out, my website, justtipcigars.com, and, shoot me a message and let me know, like, hey, that was awesome, or you're terrible. You should probably pick something else. Either way, I'm used to both. I'm absolutely used to both. You see who I associate with, so.
Well, yeah, true.
That is fair.
I was actually pointing at Larry on that one, but you couldn't tell.
And by the way, Larry, Sam doesn't know this because he probably didn't catch the shows a couple back. So a month and a half ago, Larry was talking about the rest stops on the I-5 being closed. We actually had a Caltrans employee reach out and said, yeah, they're closed.
Get over it.
Pretty much.
We made the drive from Bakersfield to Sacramento. 5 goddamn rest stops on I-5, and every one of them subbitches closed for repair. And nobody working in them. All 5 in a row. Every one of them closed. And nobody working in them. It's like they got one guy working part-time. The fucking, it was his day off. Like,
oh, that is so fantastic.
Welcome to California.
Awesome.
Right?
That is awesome.
Now here's the
we got these
question.
beautiful rest stops. You can't use them, though.
Yeah.
Can we take bets? Which will get finished first, the rest stops or the high-speed rail?
Oh, high-speed rail, absolutely.
Wow.
And that's saying something, folks. I saw a map online the other day of the high-speed rail network, and it said the green sections are completed.
Yeah,
There wasn't a single fucking green section on the map.
All right, so I'm not fully up on the high-speed rail, but from what I think, aren't they like $3 billion over budget and haven't
done
like,
shit.
No, not $3 billion, my friend. $30 billion over budget. And oh, by the way, who was the primary landowner that owned all the land that the track's supposed to be built on? Nancy Pelosi's husband.
Oh, I gotta stick to my
thanks for turning us political, jackass.
You heard my reaction.
Yeah.
Hey, the gorilla hasn't gotten to his rant yet.
Let's get to the gorilla rant.
You're in California.
From the gorilla enclosure.
So I will ask permission to go on this rant because it touches on the political and it involves the NRA.
Fire away.
Okay.
Something to do with your Harambe hut that you're living
No.
in?
There's the new. Hang on just a second.
I swear to God, if there's a
one
sign
second,
over
gorilla,
my fucking
put the
door,
sign over his door.
I swear to God, I'll burn it down and you'll have to deal with insurance.
The Harambe hut. I love that.
Is Harambe the animal equivalent of Epstein?
Wow!
Yikes!
That was rough.
But think about this. Has
was a
anything really
question.
ever been normal since Harambe died?
Yeah.
It's a time. That's a
That might have been the
timeline
catalyst
events.
right there, dog.
No.
That could have been it. All right, give us your rant.
So
Let's hear it.
we've talked on the show before. The gorilla was a competitive shotgun shooter. I'm an NRA instructor, an NRA member. I taught at the scout camp I worked at, rifle and shotgun, for 6-7 years. I am annoyed with the NRA to the point that I want to vent to you and get opinions of others. This is the gorilla's opinion, not the opinion of Beyond the Humidor. The other day, the NRA does this. They post stuff all the time. They post videos and ads and whatever. They're not a political action group. They're
A lobby.
They're a lobby like PCA. No problem with that.
They're a lobbyist group, yeah.
But some of the shit they put out just is embarrassing to me as a gun owner to say I'm a member of the NRA. And the one that got me the other day, and I told my dad and Greg about this, they had Tim Walz, the vice presidential candidate for the Democrats. They had a video of him, and what he was doing was certain models of semi-auto shotgun, you can hit a release and feed your magazine out so you don't have to cycle a live round through the action. It is technically the safest way to unload a semi-automatic shotgun so you do not rechamber live rounds over and over while you're racking the action to unload it.
Okay.
Most people myself included when I shot with a semi-automatic gun, would just rack the action. He's on camera and a politician. He's going to do the thing that's safest so he doesn't get dinged for it. The NRA decided to take that image, put the circus music underneath it, and go, Tim Waltz doesn't know how to load a shotgun, and he claims to be a hunter. Every single comment under that video was basically, fuck you, NRA. What the fuck? They even got one of those little community guidelines like, no, he's actually doing this. And the reason it pisses me off so much, and I don't care what you think about Tim Waltz. This isn't a gun control thing. This isn't a who you're voting for president thing. I love what the NRA says they do on the package, but in the last 4 or 5 years, it's been so frustrating to me as someone who represents them as a teacher to see just some of the stupid shit they've said and put out. It bums me out to have someone who's even like casually interested in shooting and try to start explaining to them, but then they're like, well, I saw this from the NRA and this from the NRA. Another one that got me a few years ago is they did a Father's Day ad with like a father and daughter in full tactical kit gear doing donuts in an F-150 while shooting an AR out the window at targets. And it's like, who approved that? We're three of us.
Yes.
I get the America part, but like, do you have no one on your team that's looking at this, being the devil's advocate, looking at from the other side of the TV or computer monitor, and seeing how that is? I don't know. It's something that's frustrated me off and on the last couple of years. And I know Scott and Greg, you guys are. I know Greg, you're a member. Scott,
Yep.
are you an NRA member or no?
I'm not an NRA member.
But you shoot. You have
Yes.
firearms. I just wanted to vent and get a thought. I'm not trying to get political, but it's sometimes I really do feel, and it bums me out to say this, I feel like more recently the NRA has been a little bit of our own worst enemy as gun owners. And I appreciate what they do to keep gun ownership. And I've said this before, I think the NRA instructors, the volunteer instructors who go through the courses and teach, some of the best people I've worked with, and I think the courses are fantastic. They do great kids stuff through the scouting program and 4-H, but their political arm has gotten me so to the point where I don't want to renew my membership some years. So I just wanted to throw that. It pissed me off the other day, and it got me frustrated. And again, not trying to get political, but it just bums me out.
Well, it comes down to, for me, and we talked about this the other day. You're Eddie. Is it Eddie the Eagle?
Yeah, Eddie Eagle.
Eddie Eagle for the gun safety program. You have one of the best gun safety programs on the market, but you're right. You're putting out ads that are so making you look like jackasses because that's not what we're going to do. That's not what we should be doing. And now you give the anti-gun establishment ammunition against yourself. It's just not smart.
I took the NRA sticker off my truck 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Because I felt that, I don't want to say ashamed, but it made me feel stupid. Genuinely. It's like, I have had people from the Bay Area of California, the most anti-gun people you can think of locally, come to my range at the scout camp, and I give them the gun safety talk, and they ask me, well, what about this? I'm like, look, I'm just here for you guys to try something you've never done before. And they shoot, and they leave my range, and they had a good time, but then they're going to go back and see these dumb fucking NRA ads and associate that with me and shooting. It frustrates me to no end. And audience, hello audience, if you're an NRA member or if you're saying, Gorilla, you're a dumb fucking liberal, yes, I am. But I want to hear other NRA members' opinions on this because I do believe in what the NRA sells on the package. I do love being able to go out and shoot. I think that's one of the cool things that we have in our nation. But I don't know, man. I think we're, to use a very poignant metaphor, I think they're shooting themselves in the foot more than once fairly often.
So if you would like to answer the gorilla, please send us an email. The address is info, I-N-F-O, at loomiscigarcartel.com.
And one of the reasons I feel so awkward bringing this up, and I feel like a little hesitant to put that out there and ask for the audience opinion, is because of what the NRA puts out, I feel like I'm the black sheep.
Well, the nice thing...
Saying like, hey, you guys are being weird, but it's like, no, if you don't support the NRA, you don't support gun rights, and you're a communist. And it's like, no, can you guys just do shit that makes sense?
Well, just
I
remember
see where you are, though.
Yeah.
I understand where you are, but we have to remember as gun owners, and there's, have you ever heard of Colion Noir?
Oh, that's yes.
He's
I
out of Texas, black lawyer
Yeah,
and
yeah.
enthusiast.
Yeah.
He did a great video where it's like five people at a table. You have a gun collector, you have a competition shooter, you have a tactical shooter, and a couple of others, casual shooter and such, arguing with each other about, well, I don't go running around like a man-child in tack gear and do this. And it's like, and the collector starts talking, and they're like, well, you're one to talk. You just sit there and rub your shiny guns and never shoot them. Or then you have hunters, and it's like, well, the Second Amendment was never about hunting and arguing with each other. And as crazy as that, driving around a pickup truck and shooting at targets, I'll say this. As long as it wasn't patently unsafe, they were following all the 5 rules of handling a weapon and firing away. If you want to do that, hey, God bless you. Now, I know I get your point, though, because some of the things that irritate me are the people who will walk around the street with an AR-15 as kind of like a Second Amendment test, worrying everybody, or they're walking into a store with an AR-15, and I know the difference. It's like if someone has an AR-15 strapped to their front, but their hands aren't on it, and I know they don't have their finger in the trigger well, I'm not particularly worried, but I am going to keep my eye out, because as soon as their finger goes towards the trigger well, I'm pulling out my concealed carry and blowing your head off.
And the phrase that comes to my mind is read the room.
Right.
Like for example, the story, my dad knows this because he was there at the state shoot one time. This is all high schoolers. One of the seniors from one of the other schools went out on the line in tack gear, like full tack gear, the gloves with the rubber knuckles, plate vest with no plate, and the magazine carriers. And the officials went over and said, dude, not the time, not the place. And he refused to take it off and got booted because the CYSSA, the youth shooting organization, said this is not the place for that, and this is not the image we're trying to promote. Not saying that wasn't okay to do, elsewhere, but it's like, dude, you're at a school level event in full tack gear, with your fucking skull.
It's not
face
necessary.
Mask. It's not necessary, and I think part of it is we've talked about the PCA on here so much, and I love how, and I said this when I was telling Dad and Greg about this. Fight them on the policies, fight them on their decisions. The circus clown music underneath someone doing what is proper gun safety just to make him look stupid when he's not doing anything wrong. It's disingenuous and dumb. It just frustrated me. Hi, Sam. Are you still there? Sorry.
No, I think what you're saying is actually really, really. I think the fact that I have to have a rule in my shop that's no politics is because of stuff like that, where people always feel like they have to take everything to the extreme. Like, America, right? We all know what America means and how it breaks down. It's undefinable, but we know what it means. But, and I get, like, America and good fun, but if you're an authority on something, don't do something dumb with that thing. And, that video is, hey, we're going to call the extreme group of these people and make them our friends now because we did this. The part that people don't realize is, like, you gain so much by pulling this extreme to your side, but it's a scale, man. Like, you now took what was, these guys weren't extreme and they were still into you, and you lost them because you did this. And I think that, again, we come back to it's a societal issue. It's a across the board in all things,
Sure.
And then talking about, open carry, Pennsylvania is an open carry state. You can carry wherever you want, outside, and you're good. But me, I was in the military. I have one of my best friends owns a gun manufacturing company. That's what he does.
Nice.
I've known the guys my whole life, and we laugh when we see someone open carrying, because it's like, congratulations, you are now the first person to get shot. Like, if I'm walking into a room with malicious intent, now I'm going to come in concealed if I can, and I'm going to scope that room out, and I'm going to be like, all right, that dude goes first because he's got a gun, and then when I pull the trigger on him, 2 to 5 more people are going to stand up, and then they're going to respond, and I'll respond to them in kind. But like, all you're doing with that is in my opinion, and it's just that. But you're begging for attention. That's all you want is attention.
Yeah.
But people fail to think, is that the attention you really want?
Right.
And that video is, yes, you got a lot of views, you got a lot of likes, and no press is bad press. Well, it is when you're a lobbying group.
Yeah.
It is when you
True.
have a membership base that gets to vote for your success by paying you or not paying you.
Yeah.
The NRA makes a lot of mistakes in the fact that my dad paid into the NRA, so I pay into the NRA, and my son's going to pay into the NRA. Well, that line breaks eventually. Look at, back to cigars. Look at, some of the legacy brands, the Monte Cristo No. 2. The great selling cigar forever and ever. The Monte Cristo White. Like these two cigars are staples. Everybody's dad, granddad, brother, uncle smoked them. They spent so much time on the marketing for those, or just enjoying reaping the benefits of those cigars, having that legacy and having that backdrop of, you get the free sale because that's what my dad smoked. Well, eventually that breaks when you don't keep up with the market. And I think we're finally starting to see a shift where extremism is no longer, people aren't just sitting back and going, yeah, he's just a gun nut. No, they're going to respond to you in kind, and they're going to hate you, and they're going to dislike, and they're going to give bad taste. And these companies, these lobbying groups, all these things need to keep up with the time. I mean, we all know what PCA is because we are nerds and we are into this, but I love the fact that the general public, if I say the Premium Cigar Association, they're like, oh, is that just some cigar thing? Yep, it's just some cigar thing. Keep it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't want them to get big. I don't want them to get this huge public facing with the NRA or some of these other lobbying groups, because it's beautiful that right now they're still working on the issues that we actually care about.
Amen.
Yes.
Keeping cigars legal and separating them from cigarettes.
Yes.
That is the primary thing that I care about right now, is keep them classified as cigars and cigarettes and keep them separated. My state specifically, we have a lot of issues with that. I know a lot of states they have merged them and aren't willing to have the conversation. So you have these things, then you can do a lot of good, but in your quest to get the backing to do the good, did you do bad? And the accountability just isn't there.
I would agree on that.
Absolutely.
Sorry, you got me on a rant there.
That's good.
No, good.
And I appreciate y'all and the audience listening. I appreciate y'all being a place that we can have that more nuanced discussion, as opposed to, you own guns? Well, you're a right-wing fascist crazy person. Well, you don't own guns? Well, you're the liberal sissy commie boy. And it's like, there's more nuance to it than that. And
Absolutely
it's frustrating
is.
when it gets boiled down to just those two things.
Yeah,
Yep.
one side or the other, because there's so much in between.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how would you feel if you saw that exact same thing as a TV commercial and all the guns were one brand and they were toting about their brand? You'd be perfectly okay with it then, because it's a brand showing off like, hey, our guns are fun.
Well, yeah.
It would be marketing.
Yeah,
as
there
opposed
was
to this
one.
hate speech.
There was one gun manufacturer. It got the Super Bowl didn't take their money. I forget who it was, but they were actually talking about their brand of AR, and the Super Bowl said nope.
Well, and it didn't. The NRA's video that they ran was so confusing to me, because it's like the only people that this is going to look silly to are people who don't shoot guns regularly and are most likely not members of the NRA because they've never unloaded a semi-auto shotgun.
Yeah.
So the
Right.
only people that are going to watch this are people who know what Tim Waltz was doing, and it was a little bit, I don't want to say comforting, but it was a little bit anxiety reducing to see in the comments both NRA people and non-NRA people going, "Hey, you overstepped here, guys. This is silly." So,
Well, see, I didn't even know that what he was doing. I mean, the common knowledge is that he doesn't know how to use a weapon. I did not know that's what he was doing. And I'm a gun owner, but I don't use that type of shotgun. And the only shotgun I have is a tactical shotgun. So, the whole idea of what he's doing, I had no clue.
he had I watched it 4 or 5 times, so I wanted to make sure I didn't want to be wrong on the internet, because God forbid. But he's pulling live rounds out of the magazine without cycling them through the action, because if you do, there is an opportunity for it to go off. And like I said, if it were me alone out hunting, I would cycle the action because I'm a lazy piece of shit. But he's on camera and a politician, so he's obviously going to do the thing that he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
And he got dinged for it, and that's just...
Makes total
Yeah,
sense.
it frustrated me. Audience, thank you for letting me rant. if you shoot, please continue to shoot safely, follow all the rules. If you're an NRA instructor, thank you for doing that, because teaching gun safety is something I did, and I loved it. It was so cool to see people who had never touched a gun before, especially the scout age kids. Some of them went on and shot competitively, and I've kind of kept track of them through Facebook, through their parents, and it's like, that's cool. So I still love shooting. It bugged me. I don't like when people twist shit for dumb reasons.
Yeah.
So, all right, rant over. Thank you.
So
Thank you, Gorilla.
because I'm the nerd, can we do like a cigar check-in and see how
Yeah.
everybody's stick is now that they're progressed? Because I am really curious to see how Greg is enjoying that stick, because it completely changes from the first third.
I literally just got to the point of burning my fingers, so put it out.
Yeah.
I'm really irritated. I only have one more to enjoy, because the beautiful floral notes that were in the first third, by the last third, those weren't present anymore, and you were getting more, I don't know how to describe it other than very moody, very darker tones, more of a dark roast coffee versus a floral note, and it was unique, because I've not had one change so drastically
Yep.
through its smoke. So I've got one more, and it's like, now I'm going to sit on that one for a while before I smoke it. So it's something that
I will tell you this, bud. Next time I have a Black Label event and I get them in, I will offer you some. Do not sit on that cigar. Smoke that cigar.
I will do
That is
that.
what
I will get a
cigars
hold
are
of
for.
you. Yeah.
Smoke them.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Because
And
I've got
stuff like that.
I've got a suite of Black Label from the event that they did up in Idaho that they saved for me, and I'm kind of looking forward to try the other ones.
So before I opened the shop, I had a massive amount of boxes of cigars here at the house, and totes and coolers and humidors and all that. And before I opened the shop, the day that the humidor was live and I was taking the cigars from here to the shop, I laid every cigar box out on the floor of the playroom for the kids. And I told the kids, I said, I want you guys to walk around and everybody pick their favorite of the boxes here. And then I want you three to agree on one box, and that's the cigar that, when you guys are old enough, is going to be your first cigar, right? Like little fun dad thing.
There you go.
My daughter is an artist. She's going to end up doing something with art. We know that much. What? I don't care. But my kids pulled the Neon Tiger, and very similar to the Tiger Lily. So right here I am, a early days shop owner, and my kids grabbed what was at the time literally the most expensive box of cigars that I own. And they're like, this is the one we want to keep for the next 15 years for you to sit on, Dad. Yeah. Couldn't have been the Tiger Lily, though. And actually, I talked them out of the Tiger Lily because it wouldn't make the time. Like,
Yeah.
it would have aged out and it wouldn't taste like anything.
Right.
But yeah. So a Blackworks Studio Neon Tiger is going to be the first cigar that any of my kids have.
That's
There you go.
amazing.
Right on. Very,
I
very
thought you guys would
nice.
enjoy that a little bit. And Scotty, how was that CLE?
That CLE was great. Like I said, didn't have the creaminess, but I loved the flavor. The flavor was outstanding. And what was the one you were mentioning that had a little more creaminess to it?
Aladino, Connecticut.
Oh, yes. Okay.
The Aladino, Connecticut, specifically in the Queen's Perfecto, is going to be the closest one to that, but it's going to have that creaminess.
Okay.
If you go with the Toro, you're going to lose a little bit of the creaminess, but these cigars don't taste anything alike.
Yeah.
But I think that it's got a lot of similar notes. Now, when you talk about like a cigar that's nutty and not creamy, that Patina Connecticut that I mentioned is going to just make you happy in your heart space.
Okay.
The Intemperance EC from Romacraft is going to be a great representation of just a
Oh, there
nutty,
you go.
just dry runs, and their price point on them is fantastic. Romacraft has managed to keep their prices down for so long.
Okay.
It's been awesome. So that's another really nutty cigar for you. And then if you can find them, because I haven't seen much of them going around anymore, and I haven't been able to get a whole distribution to get any. If you catch any Veritas Torch Connecticut's, you're going to get that same thing, but you're going to get a Nicaraguan spin on it. You're going to taste Esteli. You're going to get some spice with that nuttiness, but all in a more medium kind of platform. It's another really unique cigar.
Outstanding.
And then if you want to just go all in, you can do the porcelain from Black Label, which doesn't have any nuttiness, but it has that Esteli Black Label kick, and really, really cool cigar.
Okay, very nice. I'm gonna check those out.
Mr. Larry?
Just finishing up on the Hamlet 25 year. Consistent. It holds pretty much the same flavor notes throughout. I do notice with some of the bigger ring gauges like this that when you get down to where you got an inch and a half, it tends to get a little hot because you're drawing so much air, so much smoke through it. You can get a little hot, but I love Hamlet stuff.
What ring gauge are you talking about there? Is that like a 56 or a 60?
Yeah, 50.
Like more of a 52 or 54.
Some stuff says it's a 52. Some says it's a 56. I think it's closer to a 52.
That's what I'd say.
So yeah, it gets a little bit hot.
When you get into some of those bigger cigars, you start feeling that heat. If you can prepare for it a little bit better and get yourself when you're like the inch and a half, 2 inches of cigar left, start leaving a longer ash.
Yeah. And
that ash will act as an insulator to give you time between hits without it going out. And that'll cool it down a lot more and give you a much more pleasant experience on that. I've heard people say blow through the cigar to prime it instead of drawing in. I have never seen anybody be happy doing that.
Yeah, me either. I'm not a fan of that. I've tried that. The Gorilla's got a hand
when
up.
I purge a cigar, it's because I'm going to put it out. Like that's the only time I blow through a cigar.
What do you got there, Gorilla?
I blow through my cigars semi-regularly.
Really?
Yeah. Every once in a while.
Creepy fucker.
I don't know. I'll give it a little puff.
No, I'll do the same thing.
Direction. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
it's just something I've done. I've never really had a reason for it.
Have you guys ever? I'll do it one time on here. I don't know that this cigar is a good one for it or not, and I also don't know if the camera's going to catch it. But one of the times that I'll blow through a cigar is explaining to people ammonia concentration in a cigar. A cigar is always going to have ammonia. It's a natural product. It's a byproduct of everything in the world that's organic, right? So it's going to have it. So people talking crap on ammonia, they suck. Black Label runs a little bit higher in ammonia because they run a different kind of fermentation process to get that little bit extra body. So they're a really good example of doing this. But if you take your cigar, get your ash bed off of it, get your lighter in front of you, and blow through the cigar, we'll see if it does it, and then I'll explain it. Didn't show well. You'll get a green flame. And that's, for those of us that are nerds, right? You can do that and it'll kind of tell you like, hey, this thing runs high in ammonia. Or, like that one, that is a properly fermented cigar. I mean, and that's properly being in air quotes there of follows the typecast of the fermentation process. So, and this, I am on an Ossinger Aramis now. It's a cool thing to do. You purge through the cigar and you can kind of see that little bit of flame, and it's gimmicky, but it's pretty cool. If you guys haven't done it before, I do recommend checking it out on like a couple cigars you've normally smoked that have a little bit of kick to them. Most Connecticut's you're not going to get much of anything, but you start getting into the Connecticut broadleafs and the PA broadleaf side of things where they under ferment a little bit, or even Ecuadorian Habano that's really peppy, and you'll see it pretty strong on there.
Nice.
Good to know.
Very, very nice.
But other than that, I don't blow through a cigar either. I'm with you, Larry.
You're very informative always, Sam. A wealth of knowledge, sir.
Despite
I hope
that,
so. It's what I do all day.
Oh, man. So, gents, think it's about that time?
yeah, I do. I think it's about that time. We've kept him up long enough.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Yeah,
Hey,
you
man.
guys said you were doing 7 p.m. and I was like, ugh, okay.
That's okay. I'm going into my home studio as soon as I get home to finish up some stuff. So, yeah, I'm going to
There
be
you go.
up about, the time that you're going to bed. What is it now? Probably about
midnight there.
Yeah. So I'll probably be in bed at 1 here and up at 4. So,
Yeah, by the time I close up, by the time I finish up everything I have left to do on the back end for the shop for the night, it'll probably be about 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oof.
Or so.
oof.
But start a business, they said.
There
It'll be
you go.
fun, they said.
Yeah. That's for sure,
It's
man.
tough to be the king, brother.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm working right now. I'm trying to get our website so that it's, well, to a point where I think it's acceptable. Right now, I don't like the user interface on it. You can go on, you can see our inventory live. So like if you go on, you can see the exact count of what we have. And I really want that, but getting that feature has caused a lot of it's not fun to use my website problems. So I'll be working on that for the next couple hours.
There you go.
I hear you. Hey, man, big thank you for being aboard on the show. As always, it's a pleasure. Man, thank you for joining us. Yeah.
Hey, plug your shop.
Yes.
Where are you? Give us an address. Give us a website. All that stuff.
Yeah, Just the Tip Cigars in South Park, Pennsylvania. We're at 2550 Brownsville Road, South Park, PA 15129. Fun fact, there's actually 2 addresses on that road, so make sure you put in the city or the zip if you're looking for it, because it's going to send you the wrong place. Our website is justthetipcigars.com, so pretty simple. And check it out. Our social media feeds on there, our upcoming events are on there, and again, our live inventory is on there. And then I did want to thank you guys. The other podcasts that I've done, to include the one that was our own, brought me, some customers here and there. But I can honestly say that I've gotten more customers from that one episode of Beyond the Humidor that I did than I have from all the other media outlets combined. So my hat's off to you, gentlemen. I really do appreciate it. And thank you for having me.
We appreciate you, man.
Yeah, salud.
Well, and don't think that, anytime you say, hey, let's do a show, you reach out to us too.
Yeah, if you got something going on, man, you want to get the word out, just, drop us a line, say, hey, man, I want to come on and talk about this or talk about that. You're always welcome, my friend.
No, I really appreciate it, guys. And as always, good conversation, good company, good people. We got that common denominator.
Amen,
and I still
brother.
can't believe we met the way we did in Vegas.
Got to do that again, man.
Yes, we do. When it
yeah.
comes back to Vegas, because the next 2 years are in New Orleans.
I chose to go on that farm tour instead of PCA, but New Orleans is my favorite vacation spot. I love the music and I love the food.
Absolutely.
So I'm not going to be there this year, but I'll be there next year because I got to catch at least one.
Okay, yeah.
Well, we'll have to see about catching up with you then next year.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Hopefully Scotty's disaster's over by then.
Probably not.
Nah, probably not.
All right. Ready to hit it, Gorilla?
All right. Take me home, Gorilla. I haven't drank for the last couple of shows, I think. Probably because I don't have a table or accessibility. But no drink but cigar is beyond the nub. So I think it's about that time. Hey, big thank you to Sam once again at Just the Tip Cigars. On behalf of the Harambe Hut, Greg and Larry. Hey, big thank you for listening. As I take my time running through this, because I do want to hear my funky keyboard because I miss it.
Oh, Lord.
What are you lording for?
Keep going.
Just enjoy the flow, man. Hey, check us out at LumaCigarCartel.com. Like and share us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. Don't be a stranger. Hey, loving the fan mail, man. Keep it going. Drop us a line and let us know you're out there. I'm Scott Robinson, the coolest monkey on the planet, saying goodbye to you and thank you for listening. And as I always say, good smoke, good drink, and good life. Take care, everybody.
See you, Sam.
Take care, Sam.
Where the fuck's the keyboard?
It's
coming.
not here yet.
Jesus, man.
Wish I had some alcohol I could pour it on the ground for Harambe.
Oh, Lord. There's your keyboard.
They got him.
You fucking guys. You fucking guys every time. Every fucking time.
What the hell was that?
Hey, Mo. Watch me pull a
Woody
rabbit out of my
Woodpecker,
hat.
you don't know that?
Yeah, I do know that.
Sorry, it's not all British enough for him. He can't keep up.
Uh-huh.
I just
He's got to
did.
be talking about peacocks instead. Of course, you like the one that has cock in it more.
Whoa.
Oh!
Maybe I do, maybe I don't. We'll see.
So I'm assuming this part will be edited out.
No, it
No,
won't.
it won't.